I didn't leave to punish her or to make a statement. I left because staying would have destroyed me beyond repair. There comes a time when love stops being a safe place and turns into a war zone. When the person you trusted most becomes the reason for your sleepless nights, you don't wait for the damage to deepen, you walk away. Even if every step feels like tearing pieces off your own heart. That's what I did. I left with nothing but shards inside me. For months, I convinced myself she had moved on without hesitation. That I had meant far less to her than I believed. That she never once looked back. I clung to that story until the day I saw her again, standing alone in the rain. And in an instant, all the lies I'd fed myself crumbled. It hadn't always been like this. Once, we were inseparable. Late-night drives with no destination. Inside jokes only we understood. Whispered dreams that felt like they belonged only to us. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. It was ours. At least, that's what it was for me. Then slowly, she drifted. Not because she stopped caring completely, but because she stopped putting in the effort. The small gestures disappeared, no more morning messages, no smile when I walked in, no meeting me halfway. I told myself it was just a phase, that life had worn her down, that it would pass. But it didn't. She kept retreating until I was the only one left holding on. The night everything collapsed, I tried to fix it. I made her favorite dinner, lit candles, poured the wine she loved. It wasn't fancy, but it was thoughtful. She came home late, barely noticing, mumbling something about being tired. I might have believed her if I hadn't seen the notification glow on her phone. It wasn't romantic, but the warmth in the words was something she used to give only me. The way her face softened while reading it told me the truth I hadn't wanted to face. I didn't shout. I didn't accuse. I didn't plead. I simply walked into the bedroom, packed a bag, and left. Weeks passed in silence. No calls, no texts, no attempt to stop me. Maybe she thought she was giving me space. Or maybe letting me go was easier than I imagined. Her silence was an answer I couldn't ignore. So I started over. New apartment. New routines. New life, with scars I hid well. But in the quiet, the questions always came back. Was I ever enough? Was she happier without me? Those doubts stayed buried until one gray October afternoon, when the rain brought them surging back. I had just left a shop, jacket pulled over my head against the drizzle, when I saw her crossing the street. She stood still, no umbrella, rain soaking her hair and clothes. Her eyes locked on mine, and for a second my heart forgot how to beat. She looked tired, fragile, as if sleep had abandoned her. But her eyes, they were exactly as I remembered. I didn't plan to approach her, but my feet moved before my thoughts caught up. When I reached her, we were both drenched, and the silence hung between us like the storm itself. Finally, she spoke. I didn't know how to face you. I thought you hated me. That's why I stayed away. But not a single day passed when I didn't think of you. Her lips trembled as she stepped closer. I wanted to call so many times, but I didn't deserve to hear your voice. I made mistakes. I didn't cheat, but I gave part of myself to someone else when it should have been yours. I'll regret that forever. Rain mixed with tears on her face as she went on, softer now. I can't undo what I did. I'm not asking you to take me back. I just need you to know I'm sorry. You shouldn't have carried that pain alone. Something inside me shifted then. The weight I had dragged for months began to ease. I reached into my coat pocket and handed her a napkin I'd picked up earlier. She let out a shaky laugh through her tears. Still so thoughtful, she whispered. I managed a small smile. We stayed there in the rain, not as lovers, not as friends, but as two people who had once shared something deep and were finally honest with each other. I'm glad you're okay, she said gently. So am I answered. She turned and walked away, and for the first time since that night, I didn't feel shattered. I felt lighter. Free. Closure doesn't always come when you chase it. Sometimes it finds you months later in the rain, wrapped in an apology. And healing doesn't always mean reunion. Sometimes it means finally letting go.